Hello and welcome to another episode of Not for Nothing. We have some exciting topics for you today. We wanted to start out with soups.
Yeah, we're still very much in the thick of soup season.
We love soup.
Love soup. I didn't used to appreciate soup, and now I do.
In my older age, chewing is so tiring.
Exhausting.
And soup is just so easy to eat.
It's easy to eat. It's easy to cook, especially when you're low on effort and your ingredients are maybe not as fresh as they once were.
It's easy to make tasty.
It is. It's easy to add protein to.
We love soup.
We love soup. Soup is good food, as my family says.
Yeah, if I could eat soup daily, I would.
Would you?
Not as my only meal.
No. I did that recently, though. I once, in the past few weeks, I made a big soup and I was just by myself for the whole day. And I just ate that soup for every meal.
That's nice.
I was just like, I don't feel like I'm going to put in this effort to cook once.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be nourished throughout the day. I had a lot to do. I was like, I worked 12 hours that day from home.
Soup is just like savory tea.
It is. It is. I actually had a good friend of mine buy me savory tea one year.
And it was what, just broth?
But it's broth, but it's brewed with a tea bag.
Yeah.
So it's like sipping tea. You know what I mean?
I'm not opposed to that.
It wasn't bad, I'll be honest.
I want to get into the bone broth vibe. It just seems really expensive and bad for my cholesterol.
Yeah. It's good protein, right?
Yeah, but it's high cholesterol.
I see.
But what are some of your favorite soups?
I'll do soup rankings right now.
Yeah.
I think as of late, my favorite soup has been clam chowder.
Manhattan, so the red?
Red.
Wow.
But not I don't love the way other people make it.
Of course.
Because the way other people make it, they make it too tomato based.
What do you do?
I put tomato in it, but it's not full, 1 cup per.
So it's more of
cups.
Pink?
No, it's still red because there's no cream in it. It's like vegetable stock and diced tomatoes or whatever.
Yeah, but less
chunky red soup.
Yeah.
It's more thin. It's more of a thin soup.
I like that.
Yeah, I really like it. Good way to use up canned fish. It's a good way to get protein.
Yeah, so do you get canned clams for that?
I do get canned clams for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Roughly inexpensive too.
Yeah.
You make a moi pas. How do you say that?
I don't know.
Paux, I think it ends in. It's like celery, mushroom, and celery, onion, and carrot.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You start with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have a recipe for that on my Instagram if you guys are interested. And then I would put tomato soup up there. You like tomato soup?
Yeah, sometimes.
I saw a tomato feta soup today at Pret, and I'm kind of interested. I might want to try it. I'm not big on feta in general.
Yeah.
Maybe I would use goat cheese.
Yeah.
And I made a big batch of chicken noodle soup the other day, sans chicken for myself, and I added chicken in the rest of the stock for those who were eating it, who ate meat, and it was incredible. Even without the chicken, I was like, wow, this is freaking good.
So it's just noodles and broth?
Noodles and broth and veggies. Also, I would be remiss to not mention kimchi jjigae, which is like a kimchi soup with tofu in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I use zucchini, potato, and onion in mine. And I love it. And an egg.
That's tasty. That's full of protein.
Seeds. It's delicious. Yeah, I would say those are my favorite soups, 4 of them.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I differ from you on the clam chowder.
Mm-hmm.
I love a New England clam chowder, the white creamy one.
Okay.
It's so good. Ugh. When I was the few times I went to Boston, but one time, literally to see a DJ, whatever. And it was so cold. Mm-hmm. Then I had a New England clam chowder and I was like, I get it.
I do like New England clam chowder as well.
But you prefer a tomato-based one?
I think I do. But again, I like it my way.
Yeah.
I don't love it. If I'm choosing between someone else's clam chowder versus their Manhattan, I would choose the New England.
I love the New England.
I do like it. I've never tried to make that one myself.
Me neither.
Maybe I'll try that next.
Yeah, that could be good. Probably easy.
I also love potato soup. Sorry, I forgot to mention that one. Like a creamy potato soup with cheddar.
I've never, like I've had like a spoon or two. Like I kind of see what it is, but I've never made or had to myself potato soup. But I feel like I would like it.
I think I made it for my Thanksgiving.
Maybe.
I think the soup got forgotten about in the craziness of everything. And I don't even think I served it.
Yeah, I think that was.
But I do make a mean potato soup. Wow. Really good.
And what is it? Just mashed potatoes but liquid?
Mostly, yeah. But some of the potatoes are like whole. I use the small baby ones. Very milky. Yeah, basically.
I absolutely love a lobster bisque.
Oh, I forgot about a lobster bisque.
I discovered that at the Wegmans one.
Oh God, you know what? I want that.
I will say the Trader Joe's one is not good. I mean, it's like fine. It's acceptable. It's $5. It's fine. But it's not. It's like a little too like creamy. The Wegmans one is really good. Like in the prepared section. Yeah. So good.
Oh my God, that sounds good.
I love lobster bisque.
I love lobster.
And crab bisque also. I've only had that a few times, but that's also very good. Same concept.
I haven't had it, but lobster and crab, same difference.
Yeah. Like it's just a little like
thinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love any form. I miss like the udon place in LA that we had.
Oh, so we're venturing into ramen now.
Yeah. I love any sort of ramen.
Okay.
Love a savory, salty, hearty soup.
Yep.
I don't know if we consider chili soup.
No, and now we're taking it too far. That's going into straight up. You're going into chunky. You're going beyond stew with chili.
Yeah. I don't love stew, but I do love chili.
Do you?
Yeah.
You know, that's unfair because I do feel like kimchi jjigae is like a stew almost, but almost.
Love a hot and sour soup.
Okay. Are you an egg drop girl?
Yes, also.
You are.
Love egg drop.
I'm not into egg drop.
And I really want to learn to make it. I've been watching a bunch of videos.
I don't believe it's hard.
It's not.
It's just slow.
It's all about like the temperature, right? Like, and I always fuck that up because it's like if you do it too hot, then everything just like curdles immediately.
I see.
Like you want the ribbons to form.
Yes.
And I think that's pretty much it in my soup lineup. I'm trying to think. I do love a chicken noodle. I recently made like a huge batch of matzo ball soup.
How was it?
Love that. It's so good.
Comforting.
Yeah. It's just like hearty and warm. And the matzo balls are like little fluffy. Mm-hmm. So good.
Have you ever had like chicken and dumplings?
I have. I don't love as much.
Okay.
My grandma used to make that too.
I've never had, but I think the concept is kind of similar to matzo.
Similar? Yeah. It's just like one is just like a ball of dough. And then like I think in chicken and dumplings, sometimes there's like stuff inside the dumpling. I don't know. It depends on where.
I think they're just cutting dough basically. Yeah.
It depends on the top. Like there's like so many, I feel like, variations of chicken and I don't know.
Sorry to be slurping out of my Stanley on camera.
Look at all that ice still in there, though.
2 days it's been in there.
That's kind of disgusting, though.
How?
I don't know.
It's just me drinking it.
Yeah. But should ice be that old?
Yeah. It's just insulated.
That's nuts.
It's a good buy.
Yeah.
I won't lie. I made my boyfriend buy me the Stanley, and I was just like, I just don't believe I should be buying my own Stanley. And he's like, what do you need a $50 cup for? And I was like, I need it. And then every single day since he's bought it, I used it. It's been months now.
Has he used it?
He loves it.
Is he going to get one for himself?
No, but he's just going to steal mine. But it's okay because in his house, he has like an ice machine on the fridge.
Oh.
So, exactly. So I'll be like, fill my Stanley. And then he'll bring it upstairs. And then we just don't have to go get a refill all night. Amazing.
That's incredible. I really want an ice machine on my fridge.
I know. Me too. Goals. We'll get there.
Simple life pleasures.
We will get there. But you became a soup girly. I think it's genetic for you.
Yeah, it's hereditary.
Tell us about your journey with soup, your family's journey with soup.
Yeah, so I was telling Sarah about this the other day, but so like I grew up always eating soup, like any meal, always like a little soup on the side or some shit, or like soup is the meal. And then my dad was telling me like as we were like growing up, like more about his mom because like she won't really talk about herself, but he was telling us that my grandparents on my dad's side were both like orphans of the war living in Belgium. And she was like just trying to make money and like survive. And so she was making literally soup door to door and like selling it in Belgium. And so she like literally makes soup to this day, or not to this day actually, because she's no longer with us, but was making soup. Yeah, till her very last day was making soup. Like, and let's be clear, it's very beautiful, and like her soup was not that good.
Really?
Like, you know,
even after all those years.
Yeah, like you would think that like, wow, it's like my grandmother's soup and her recipes, but like she wasn't that good of a cook.
My question is, do you think the soup was not that great because she was used to kind of the struggle?
Yeah,
and
like
she was like using minimum ingredients, minimum like trying to stretch it to make some money after the war.
I'm like, we need a little more seasoning and savory.
You're like, we can afford it now.
Yeah, like salt is not as inaccessible, but no, so it's pretty crazy. Like it's wild. I feel like soup is such a cultural importance, and I feel like for everybody, like it's kind of food of the struggle.
It is, for sure.
You can make it out of anything. You can make it like multiple days. It lasts forever. It's nutritious. It keeps you warm.
Mm-hmm. Nah, soup is good food.
And I'm seeing a resurgence of soup as well. Like I think we're in a time where people are
economic decline.
Yeah, like, and it's also like I'll find myself craving it too. It's like it's cold, hard day. All you want is just like something warm, something homey.
You just want to chop and throw it in there and come back to a meal.
Yeah,
you know. And I love that. And I think there's also tools for that too. Like you can use a slow cooker and make your soup all day.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in years, but
I don't have one.
I might do it. I have one.
You should do it.
I really should. I think it's because I don't like cook meat.
I was gonna say if you put some chicken in there.
Yeah, but that's not a bad idea. People make brisket in there too, right?
Yeah.
I do want some brisket, to be honest.
Brisket's good.
It looks so good.
I think you would really enjoy that on your adventure back into meat.
We'll see if I get there.
But like, would you do a meat broth?
I think that's probably where I would start, you know, like go to like a stock or something, because I am strictly veggie stock.
And I think that'll make a huge difference in your soups.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Because it makes it a lot thicker just by nature.
And just like more savory umami. Like.
Yep. I mean, right now I'll do bases with kimchi, bases with mushrooms, bases with veggie stocks. That's usually my trifecta. Mushrooms give me that good umami that I want. But could be thicker.
Oh my God, wait. And I didn't even talk about my ultimate, this is my favorite fucking soup of all time.
What's that?
A French onion soup.
Oh yeah. Like how did we not think about that?
Like my mom and I have been talking, like she sent me, okay, so my mom like religiously follows this one blog in New York. It's called like French Morning.
Okay.
And it tells you like everything you need, like French recommendations for people living in New York. And they recently had like a listicle, like best French onion soup in New York. So my mom sends it to me, and we were literally so hyped because this one spot we discovered last winter, which is like this really cute, tiny French restaurant, like in Hell's Kitchen, like literally the worst neighborhood. But it's so cute and it's so
Did you guys
good.
Go?
No, now we like kind of go, not regularly.
You've been there a few times.
I've been there twice.
Ooh.
And their French onion soup is so good. And it was on the listicle, and I was like, ugh, we're trendsetters, Mom. Like,
so you had been going before the listicle.
Oh yeah, that's why we were like hyped that one place that we view as good like, yes, is on the list.
Representation.
We're like, wow, we know this place. Like we know where all the good soup
True
is.
Frenchies.
But that it's and I've made it before, and that the meat is what made me think about it, because you need beef broth.
Yeah.
And that really makes the difference.
I haven't had French onion soup in decades.
It's so good.
Yep. I do miss it. I'm not going to lie. My sister makes it sometimes.
It's my favorite soup amazing. Of all time.
I probably could make a veg version.
I know, but it won't be the same.
It just won't hit the same.
Yeah. I've had veg versions before.
I want to like circle back to my Stanley really quick. So I've noticed again, if you're around teens or like kids that are younger, remember the days where we were like wanting to talk to someone older? We'd be like, oh my God, I love your nails. I love your shoes. I love your hair. Kids now are like, I love your Stanley.
Really?
Yep. How insane is that? I love your Stanley.
That's so crazy.
It's a cup. I love your cup.
I mean, it is cute.
It's a cup.
And you've had kids tell you that?
Yeah. Wild. Very wild and crazy.
I mean, it's definitely like a statement piece these days. Like even in my classes, people would be like,
it's an accessory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, remember the years when people used to walk around with their chihuahua and people are like, I love your dog.
Yeah. Now it's like, I love your Stanley.
I love your cup.
That's so crazy.
In the mail.
Yeah.
When you receive an invitation to something, a bridal shower, a baby shower, a wedding, how long should you have to RSVP?
I feel like 2 months.
2 months. I feel like 2 months is generous. I think a month.
Yeah.
So you get a month notice, or like if it says RSVP by?
RSVP by?
You should have 2 months to RSVP by.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, I feel like it depends. If it's a wedding and it's like not somewhere normal.
Weddings,
like,
I agree, should have more grace.
Like that takes some time and organization.
Yes.
If you're expecting that most people you're inviting to this event like live in the vicinity of where this is happening.
Right. Like your birthday party, your birthday dinner.
Like a few weeks, a month.
Yep.
But like a wedding, I think 3 months is like.
I agree. But people are also planning weddings so much sooner.
Yeah.
There's less urgency in it.
Yeah.
So I guess that is completely valid.
But like 3 weeks, if it's a birthday, like 2 weeks.
Right.
Like.
And then also people have less pressure to attend your birthday dinner.
Yeah.
Or your kid's birthday than they do your wedding.
It really depends on how much return you want. Like if you want to ensure that everybody answers yes, then yeah, you have to do ahead.
That is so good. That is so smart. All right, good answer.
Thank you.
Right?
I give this a lot of thought.
Yeah, same. I actually agree with you like completely. I have no edits to what you just said.
I love that.
In a previous episode, we talked about commonly misspoken idioms.
Yeah.
And common misspellings.
Yeah.
And I've come back with a couple more.
Okay.
We were talking about soups earlier, and it made me think about how many people write tomato. Like, yes, we write tomatoes TOMATOES.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about one tomato, it's TOMATO.
Yeah.
People add an E, tomato. Like, no, we're not talking about a foot.
Yeah, there's no E when it's singular.
There's no E. Cut the E off.
The reason there's the E in the plural is so that it's not tomatoes. It's tomatoes.
Yeah, exactly. It's not tomatoes.
It's not tomatoes. And yeah, it's definitely not tomato.
No, it's not.
Tomato.
Exactly, tomato. Get it right. Get it tight.
I don't love that.
I hate it. All right. I was watching another soup-related TikTok the other day. These are all, I think, coming from soup sections, too, that I'm getting these.
Soup section's the best section.
And I'm just like, in college, I had a professor that all semester, she was like, I need you to take pictures of 20 misspellings that you see on signs, storefronts, wherever, misspellings or incorrect grammar or something.
Yeah.
And post them to like whatever was the version of Google Classroom.
Yeah.
So at first I was like, shit, how am I going to get these done? And then I started seeing them everywhere. And to this day, I see them everywhere still. So that's, I think, where this like ick comes from in me. So I was watching a video, and I often like go directly to the comment section just to see, have other people tried this? What's the tea on the situation? Like, do people know more information? So I went and I saw that the creator had responded to a comment, and they said, to each his own.
No.
Let's get this right. It's to each his own. To each her own.
Or to each their own.
Their own. To each Charlie's their own. No, really. Like, don't make that stupid mistake. To each
his own?
To each his own.
No, it's to each their own.
To each their own. Live and let live. To each their own.
Not live and let.
Live and let live.
Live and let live.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah. Now I'm doubting everything.
One of our beloved listeners also left one comment.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about that one?
What was it again?
They said,
oh, mine as well instead of might as well.
That's a big one. And I could see that being common too.
But they both mean things. That's the difference with this one.
You might as well. I get how that happens.
Same.
Mishearing it like over and over until you see it written out and you're like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Might as well.
You might as well. All right. So one last question I have for you. Time travel.
Yeah.
Do you think it exists? You're in DC with the lizard people. Let me know. Do you think the elite have access to time travel?
I don't think so.
I think someone somewhere does. I don't know who. If you were to go back in time, where would you go? How long would you be gone?
I feel like I want to go to the future more than I want to go to the past.
Agree. I would like to see what happens.
Yeah. I want to go to when I'm 80, see what's up.
Ooh.
And come back and readjust.
Okay.
Based on what I've seen.
Yeah, you know that usually like ends in bad things, but going back to adjust, that's usually very bad.
Yeah, and that's why I don't think I have access to time travel.
Okay.
I'm the wrong candidate.
Okay, I see. You're not worthy.
I do
You're
not.
going to ruin the world by your time travel trip.
I just want to make sure I am safe, okay, have all the stuff, and if I don't, make sure I do.
Okay, so whoever has access to time travel, know that I'm a great candidate. I promise not to do that. You can trust me. I feel like someone has some kind of access to at least, maybe they can't do it yet, but someone has the understanding of how it does happen.
That I agree with. Like they're definitely like researching it. Like they have, but I don't know if like people are actually like zipping.
Yeah,
through.
like skipping like generations and shit. I guess we'll see.
But where would you go?
I feel
and
like,
what would you do that makes you so noble of a candidate?
Oh, the thing is, I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm not going to do anything to change the timeline.
You just want to be a nosy?
Yes, exactly. Which makes me a great candidate because I'm not going to fuck anything up. Like, but it won't be a fault of mine.
Inherently, it's impossible to have the information and not to act with that information in mind.
Does it come with an invisibility cloak?
I mean,
I think it should.
Put in your request.
I think it should. That's just one of my critiques of this future software.
Is that there's no invisibility?
Yeah, like I think like I can sit with the information and not act on it so long as no one knows I'm there.
Yeah.
Because that I think will inherently change the outcome. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know how much I'll be able to fake that I'm not from the future. But I agree, I wouldn't go to the past. I'm like, what's there? Come on.
Just more trauma.
Get real. Right? And if I go to my past, there's no way I wouldn't make edits.
Yeah. And there's nothing really in the past I would want to go see.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't like times were worse. They're pretty bad right now, but they've been worse.
I would go back to the night Obama was elected. Like, I feel like that was like a good time. Like we were all like, oh my God, maybe something good's going to happen in the world.
We were wrong.
But like that one single night was a little bit of joy.
So that's the thing. Like, how long would you go back for?
I would leave in the morning.
Right. Like I
just to go back to partying with people and being like, oh my God.
I would go back in the past to my personal past for very small increments of time.
Like for a meal I would go back to Kazunori in LA.
Exactly.
Like just to relive that. But I would not want to be there for extended period of times, like rewriting my history.
And you know how people were like, I would do anything to go back to high school. I would never want to go back to high school. Like, you know what sucks about it? It's like you didn't have freedom, like because your parents were always up your ass. You didn't have your own money, literally no money.
Yeah.
You'd have like $2 a day, and you had no way to get around. Like, so you had to take public transportation or walk.
Yeah,
because you couldn't just be like, oh, I'm tired, I'm gonna take an Uber. Like, so many things were not good. Why do people glorify it?
Because for them, that's where they peaked.
I guess so.
And I feel like you have the benefit that your mom made sure you didn't peak in high school.
Women in STEM.
And I think that's also true. Like, it makes us, I feel like our best times have not finished, but like are in more of this time than when we were young, and we have a more realistic point of view.
The future is now, boys and girls. So with that said, see you in the future next week on Tuesday. We are available anytime you want to hear us on all of your favorite streaming platforms. You can follow the pod at Not For Nothing Pod. You can follow me at How Can I Help You?
You can follow me at Natasha PRZ.
We will see you next Tuesday.
Bye.